All right, we're back again, and we're back again with another podcast. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of different things, but right now we're going to talk about Pastor John Gray, and a little bit of the trouble that he got himself into. So hold tight. We'll be right back. Don't go away. All right, we back, and so now, Brother Jarvis, you there? You there, brother?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I want to talk about John Gray. So, Pastor John Gray, he's one of Joel Osteen's assistant pastors out of his church. I forgot the name of his church. What's the name of Joel Osteen's church? Lakewood Church. But he had his own church called Relentless Church. So just gonna read a little article about brother. Relentless Church Pastor John Gray officially unveiled that he sat down from church leadership so that he could focus more on his life and marriage. On his Instagram post on November 6th, John Gray wrote that he stepped down from leading Relentless Church a few months ago. He claimed that he had to vacate the place because his life was not in order. A part of what Gray wrote says he was sorry that he failed to uphold the holy standard of God in his marriage. Yet he clarified that his wife was the only woman he slept with. I don't know what that means. The relentless pastor went on to explain that sin is sin, no matter how people try to minimize one sin over another. He said emotional unfaithfulness is just as wrong. It is also a sin and can get people sent to hell. Gray added that he went through intense counseling last summer. He was treated with advice for his personal as well as his married life. His decision to step down and be under guidance therapy came after his wife's name surfaced in the media due to his disloyalty. He said his act of unfaithfulness brought shame to his family and that broke his soul. Along with his long note on social media posts, he uploaded a photo of his wife, Aventure, dressed in a gown she wore as she worshiped God through dance. Gray said that he met his wife on the state of service to God. She allowed Gray in her life and let him dance with her. The relentless pastor described his wife as a life giver and kingdom builder. He further added that she is a wife given by God. However, Gray explained that when Avenger did not know that the relentless pastor was very much unfinished when she took his ring and agreed to start a life journey with him. Gray said that since He was the reason for the public embarrassment his wife suffered. He wants to be just as loud about public honor. He promised to work hard to regain his wife's trust. Pastor Gray gave an assurance that he is in the process and will stay in it until he becomes matched to the vision that God gave his wife. The father of two made an oath before he dies. He will be a husband where his wife can rest and a father to be proud of. He assured the church that he will be the pastor that Relentless can stand behind and the man that God intended him to be. Pastor Gray formerly preached at Joel Osteen's Lakewood Church based in Houston, Texas. He started serving as pastor of Relentless Church in 2018. In his message last month, Gray said he needed the immediate intervention of the Holy Ghost. He officially announced that he is stepping away for a time of sabbatical so that he can be restored. He specified that during this time he will continue to do necessary work to 5 important areas of his life: his wife, his family, his kids, his physical health, his church, and the leadership and stewardship of his church. And that's the article from Pastor Gray. So if somebody's listening doesn't know, Pastor John Gray has had, this is like the third instance of him having some type of contact with women outside of his married life. I don't know whether he was, it's never been clear whether it was sexual. It's been assumed it's going to be sexual. I mean, we talk about man and a woman, right? So, I mean, I'm assuming if it wasn't sexual, it was on his way. So, this is where he's at. Now, my thing about this is the problem with being over a big congregation like that and being a charismatic person. I don't know if you ever heard Brother speak, but Brother is a very charismatic person. And so, when you're very charismatic, good looking dude, when you're very charismatic, good looking, and you're over a big congregation like that, the women are coming. They're gonna come, and it's all kind of women gonna come. There's women with good intentions, women with bad intentions, women that's been sent in, women that's crazy. All these kind of people are coming at you. You know what I mean? I mean, it happens to small preachers, right? In a small little church, right? Imagine you got 100,000 members or 30,000 members in your church. I mean, these women is everywhere, man, and they coming for you. And a lot of them are like, I don't care that you got a wife. I don't care. Just put me on. I remember I was listening to this sister, man, and the sister said, talking about this one dude, she was calling in to a radio show to get some advice because she was the side chick. And so they was like, why don't you just go somewhere where you be the number one chick? She said, because this dude is the bomb. This dude is the dude. He's the dude. They said, but he got somebody. He got a wife right there. She said, I know. That's why I be wanting to just say, just move over, bitch. There's room for all of us, right? And I'm like, wow. That's how you feel? You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? But my point is, when you are a charismatic man, the women are coming. I mean, we all heard stories, right? I heard some. I mean, we all heard stories, man, about different stuff that ain't even hit the papers. I heard stories about stuff that ain't even hit the papers. But it's just, so the thing about it is, what should he do? Should he dial his personality down or have his wife with him more? I mean, what can he do? How can cats like that get around that?
I don't know if that's ever going to solve the problem. talking about the pastor or anybody who has any type of charisma. You are what you are. I mean, and anytime you put a man and a woman in a certain environment at a certain time in a certain place, there's something called nature taking its course. So, I mean, we, being man and woman, we made that way. So some things can't be helped. Now, that's no excuse, because if you're committed to a wife, which is easy to say, you're committed to a woman, you're supposed to stay with that woman, you know. But, you know, when you have that kind of power and you're under that kind of pressure, you know, it's very hard. Anybody can say, oh, what I wouldn't do until you've been put in that position.
That's my point.
You know, I mean, that's a very hard thing, you know, when you're ahead of, like you said, 10, 20, 30,000 people under one church. You got all these women coming at you now. When you got this many people in one congregation, you got a lot of problems that you got to solve because you're the pastor.
Yeah.
So you get hit with a problem every day. So when do you solve yours?
Right.
You know, and can your wife, your one wife, help you solve all your problems? And do she got enough time?
Yeah.
Besides being with the children to help you solve all your problems?
Yeah.
That's why it seems fair to you as a man to be with another woman, because I need more comfort than this. And that one wife you got, sometimes she don't feel like being bothered.
Yeah.
And that don't stop the problems from coming each and every day. You got problems every day. 10,000 people under one roof.
Yeah.
You got a problem every day that you got to solve. But they're looking at you to solve.
Yeah.
You know, and you gonna need some relief somewhere. Where do you find relief at as a man?
Yeah.
You know, now homegirl talking, I don't mind being the side piece because, you know, a lot of times the side piece get all the benefits. That's why she don't mind. Logically, that makes sense to a woman and to a man.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be the side piece? Because the wife get hit with all the headache.
Yeah, but
he's really just trying to get away from her.
Yeah, but be fair, the side piece gets the stuff in the short term. She gets the short term benefits.
Right.
But the wife is gonna get the long term benefits. Well, most of the time. Most of the time. That's what usually is gonna happen. You know.
Right.
So.
Right.
I mean,
I don't believe that. Like I said, if your personality is very charismatic, you can't doubt it. Now you are who and what you are. I mean, you can try, but it doesn't mean that women aren't still going to be attracted to you.
Yeah,
because what you can is that power.
Yeah,
you know, it's that power that you got, or that power that God gave you. That's what they're drawn to. It ain't you. It's never you.
Yeah.
You know, I can't say never you. Sometimes it's you, but it's what's inside you. You know, it's what they see. And it's also what you can do for them.
Now,
you know, so
is it now? As a person, now I'm just talking from my own experience. As a person who has been, what's the word we used to use? Possessed. I had demons. I had to slowly rip them apart. Just because somebody looked good, they got a nice suit on, don't mean that they're the finished product. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, man. Like sometimes you can bake some chicken and it looks like it's done. And once you actually take it out and test it, oh man, the inside ain't even cooked all the way.
Yeah, it's red on the inside.
Yeah, I got to put it back, man, because it's not done.
Right.
It's not done, right? And that's what I'm saying about brothers. A lot of times, brothers be looking good. Brothers be looking good, man. Nice suit on, gift the gab, nice cut, clean shaven, man. Brothers look good.
Right.
And, of course, nobody moves like the brotherhood, man. In the brotherhood, nobody talks and walks like the brotherhood. You know what I mean? You just got that thing, that God gave us in particular. And so if somebody, and if one of us get a hook in your mouth, man, you might be stuck. You might be stuck, right? And sometimes it's hard because I think a cat like this sometimes, uh, you know, just like you said, he's just looking for some. He's just looking for some relief from somebody who's outside of the picture, and you accidentally talking to, well, not accidentally, but you're talking to somebody, and you get a hook in their mouth, and next thing you know, or they get a hook in your mouth, then you got a problem. Then you got a problem. See, I'm wondering, how's this dude gonna come back? How's this dude come back? It's like, remember what happened to Eddie Long? Remember Eddie Long?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Eddie Long was never convicted of a crime, right?
Right.
They paid millions of dollars settled out of court so that he wouldn't have to go to jail, right?
Right.
But that situation literally killed him. Literally killed him. Right?
Right.
But there was people that was actually still standing.
He died shortly after that?
Huh?
He died shortly after that?
I think probably about a year later.
Yeah.
I think after all that stuff got settled, all that stuff was in the process of being settled. That's when it came out that he had the cancer.
Right.
And so then he said, okay, he tried to do like Steve Jobs, I'm going to just eat fruit. And if I just eat fruit, it's going to solve this problem.
Right.
And I mean,
worry himself to death.
I mean, I think it was the fact that he knew what he had done was wrong.
Right.
And how would he face the people? How would he face everybody? But he did it anyway.
Right.
But I'm just saying, how would he face people? How would he face his family? You know what I mean? How he had to face his wife, he had to face his children, not to let alone the thousands of people. But that should have been, in my opinion, this is just me, in my opinion. Now, I heard one day it was Creflo Dollar was saying, just because he did that don't mean you got to walk away from him. But in my opinion, you can't preach no more. I mean, we can support you, try to help you get yourself better, but preaching, that's out. That's out. You can't do it no more. I mean,
well, if he was with little boys and or girls,
yeah,
I know certain factions or certain groups that, man, you wouldn't have to worry about the cancer. You wish you had cancer rather than deal with them.
Yeah, I hear you.
The people that I know, you'd be better you run to the cancer.
I hear you. So. I hear you. But I'm saying that my point was he still had people that wanted him in the pulpit. They was like, this is my pastor. I'm rolling with him. Even though he did this to these little boys, I'm rolling with him.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe we would just talk different, man. I just can't, you know what I mean? Like, it's like when you in the stock market, you go in the stock market, man, they convict you of insider trading. You can't be involved with no companies on the stock market. You can't trade on the stock market no more. I mean, for life. Banned from the stock market, you banned from trading, you banned. That's it.
Right.
You can't do it no more.
Right.
But I'm saying there's certain lines where you cross, you done. You're done.
Yeah.
I mean, we can help you, try to get you some counseling, try to help you put your family back together. But as far as you teaching, you should know, I can't do this because of what my past. I can't do something like this again because I don't even want to put the people in that position no more.
Right.
I'm going to have to do something some other kind of way.
Right.
Now, getting back to my man, John Gray, how's he going to climb out of this hole? I mean, you can put your wife for so long. See, just like Eddie Long's wife. She was like, I'm going to hang in there for so long. But finally, man, she just had to say, I'm out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just too much. It's just too much. Just
I
like
think I think there's a big difference with gray and wrong, because if I'm correct, wrong was meant for little boys and no girls, or was it just little boys?
I think it was just little boys.
Little boys. See, that's in some fashions. Again, I can't stress it enough. That's unforgivable. You know, ain't no out on that. But with gray, I mean, that's just nature taking its course. Powerful man, charismatic. Like I said, it only take a certain situation or a certain circumstance, and y'all alone in his office. If it ain't vote for 10 minutes, that's all it takes. It ain't vote for 5 minutes, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, that's forgivable. Again, like I said, that's nature taking its course. You put a man with a woman, what you think gonna happen after a while?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, but but the bad part about it is, it wasn't. These was women that he was actually seeking out their company. He was hitting them up, seeking out their company. So it start off like on the clumps. It start out colleagues, you colleagues. Oh, I'm evangelist so and so. Oh, I'm evangelist. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, give me your card. Okay, I got your card. Start out like that. Next thing you know, it's like I think he was sending this chick pictures of himself with no clothes on or something like that. I'm not sure. So let me take that back. I don't want to say that. I think he was sending her pictures. I don't know if he was just had his shirt off. I don't think he sent her naked pictures, but close is my understanding. But I could be wrong. So my thing is, and then he was trying to hook up with him at different points. And like you said, that's nature taking its course. But how do you go back and tell your congregation, okay, like, how do you come back from that? I don't know, man. Fred Price did it. Fred Price Jr. did it. Maybe this guy can do the same things,
Fred Price did it?
Fred Price.
I heard about Junior.
Fred Price's son.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, Fred Price's son. But that didn't get out. That church, man, that church was
had that on lock.
man. That church was tighter than your wallet, Brother Jarvis. Ain't nothing getting out of there, man. So they just said he had to step down for a little while. He stepped down. He came back on fire.
Yeah, nobody ever questions the woman's part to go along with this.
Nobody questioned what?
Nobody ever questioned the woman's part. Well, I don't think nobody ever questioned.
Yeah,
but it's
man.
like there was another woman there. Not only that, what about the wife or what about the spouse?
Yeah.
The woman. I mean, what is a man just being greedy, or is there something you're not doing?
Well, it's never. It's always the man just being greedy. It's never. It's never.
That's how they paint it.
Yeah, it's never. These issues ain't getting addressed. It's always the man is. Then another thing is, it depends on the woman, in my opinion, because if you look at Kobe Bryant, his wife at certain point understood that this man was a lunatic, and you have to adapt to what he's doing. He was not the kind of guy that was going to be there every day. He was not going to soccer practice. He was going to be in the gym working out.
Yeah,
because he wanted to be the best.
Yeah,
that's why I say LeBron ain't going to be the best basketball player. He's going to be close, but he'll never be the best. He won't be like Jordan or Dr. J or Kobe. He won't be like that. Those guys just, I won't say they abandoned their family. Yeah, but they were so driven that's they couldn't sleep at night knowing that they could have worked out and didn't work out. Yeah. They were just unbearable. They were probably really unbearable people to deal with on a daily basis, right? Yeah. But I'm saying the wife got to understand. I remember there was there was a lecture I heard called "The Man and His Mission," and in "The Man and the Mission," it was said that if a man got a mission, that woman marrying that man and that mission, she got to understand that, and you got to understand what's gonna come with that mission. Right. You got to understand what's gonna come with that. Just like you marry a man that's in the service, he may get sent from California to Maine, but you married this man. So if he go to Maine, he gets stationed in Maine. You got to go to Maine. He gets stationed in Texas. You got to go to Texas. Whatever happened, you got to understand this is possibility. You could be anywhere on the planet, right?
Right.
Okay, well, it's the same thing I think with a preacher's wife. Is you got to understand it's a fine line you got to walk, because these women, man, they out here for these preachers, man. Some of them just crazy, man, and they just want to tear the preacher down. They just say, man, my life is messed up. This dude is the highest guy I know. I'm finna mess his life up. I'm finna go at him, and I don't care, right? And so they just go at him, come in and just wear everything, right? Like they're just coming out the club. I mean, same thing. So now you got to do with these kind of women coming at them, and they're giving them attention. They get attention, man. Oh, Pastor, I just loved your sermon today. Oh, I didn't know you must work out. I didn't know you. They all on them.
Right.
And you on them, right? And you a man, you can't you can't resist no. I mean, you can't resist no compliment from no sisters.
No.
Oh, man, you just been up there
with a man, because it's so rare with a man. You know, a woman, she gets hit on, like you say. A woman gets hit on before her preteen years.
Exactly.
So she can take that, but a man, because we're the pursuer.
Yeah.
Very few of us are pursue like that, and that's another story. But because the woman is the chooser, that's who do the choosing. But that's another story too.
Well,
but what man can resist the compliment?
Yeah, I feel like this. Like you said, with these women, they're getting hit on preteens. So by the time they get to 22, 23, 24, they old pros, man. They know how to point somebody in put you in another direction. They know how to let you know. They know already how to do that, because they got so many.
Right.
They got so many people coming at them. They can, like a friend of mine said, they can be, they can choose with extreme prejudice. They can choose with extreme prejudice, man. They can do whatever they want to do, because they got so many people coming at them. Right. And of course, later on as they get older, that their record starts skipping and slowing down. But I'm saying at a point, I would say early 20s, that's when it's the hottest, right?
Right.
But for a man, it don't heat up to you in your maybe late 30s, early 40s. That's when it really heat up.
Right.
And you got your own place, you got your own vehicle, you got the car, you done filled out your body, you ain't skinny no more, you got a little meat on your bones. You got a little money saved up. You know what I mean? You got a little air about you. So that's when they but you ain't never been hit on. You ain't never been hit on. Ain't nobody never came with you and said, I think you can I take you to the lunch? How you handle that?
Right. You don't even know what to do or what to say.
You don't know what to do or what to say. You're so amazed. Before you know it, you sitting down at that lunch. Right?
Yeah, dummy. Yeah.
Well, you know it, man. You like, what? I can't believe it.
Right.
This ain't never happened to me before.
Right.
And especially at them churches, brother. Me and you. Right. I mean, I spent a little time in the black church. You spent way more than me in the black church.
My whole life.
You know that them ladies in the black church will come to you with a pot of something. Man, it smells so good, man. You like, dang.
Let me tell you something. We both know ain't nothing like that black church fried chicken.
Man. Ain't nothing like that black church fried chicken, man. Ain't nothing like it, man. I mean, man, probably war's been fought over that stuff, man. I know.
Yeah.
I know that black. I know the black church fried chicken got you out of some trouble. I can tell you that. I can tell you that, Brother Jarvis. Me and you almost came to blows and some. Yeah, that church fried chicken got you out of that. That is for real. Yeah, that church fried chicken is good. But yeah, man. So someone come to you with that, with some of that fried chicken, man, or some of them baked beans, or some of those, a nice roast or something, man.
Yeah.
You gonna say, man, I need to get my feet under her table so I can eat the whole meal. Right?
Yeah. Now we're talking about John Gray. One night he didn't solve everybody's problems. It was late in the church. I mean, this is just a situation. It's late. He ain't made it home yet. He been there since 7 in the morning.
Right.
It's about 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. He didn't solve everybody's problem. Prayed for everybody but himself.
Right.
And this woman coming in there with some, like you said, a bag of fried chicken or something good to eat from the church's kitchen, and she done made you a plate. Man, Brother Clarence, I have always considered that an intimate move. When a woman can make you a plate and she know what you like,
yeah,
that's an intimate move.
Yeah.
That's an intimate move right there, brother.
Yeah.
You bring me a plate or something, I'm tired. I've been here 12, 13, 14 hours all day and prayed for everybody but me.
Yeah.
What you think gonna happen after a while?
Yeah.
And you get on that tight skirt?
Yeah. See, now I think that's where a lot of them get caught up too. I think that's where a lot of them get caught up because you with the first lady, you can't bend the first lady over, man. You can't slap the first lady's ass. You can't defile the first lady. That's the first lady.
Yeah, you're right. But if the first lady know what I know, she better get with it. But yes, sir.
Right? The smart first lady be like, you better get on it, right?
Hey, let me tell you something, Brother Clarence. I just got a theory now. They never went into Mary Magdalene in the Bible. But Mary Magdalene was a quote unquote whore.
Uh-huh.
And Mary Magdalene wasn't hanging around Jesus for no reason. Mary Magdalene had a whole lot to teach. Now, I ain't saying it was good or bad, but, like you said, the first lady, if you know anything about life and you don't want him to go nowhere, them quote unquote Mary Magdalenes of the church, y'all need to sit down and have girl talk.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds, I guess, hypocritical, but it's not. Because sex is life. How you think we all got here?
Yeah.
Them quote unquote whores of the church, evidently they know how to please a man.
Yeah.
And when y'all in them classes, y'all gonna talk about everything, then talk about everything.
Yeah.
You wondering why he's sneaking out at night to go meet her in the middle of the night. She doing something right.
Yeah. Or there's a problem inside that y'all ain't dealing with. Something in there, it's a problem there, ain't nobody dealing with.
Right.
And somebody got to deal with it.
Right. There's a reason why he going to the quote unquote Mary Magdalene. He wants to know that he a man.
Yeah.
And man, look, he needs to be reminded, even though he's the pastor of the church. We talk about John Gray. Yeah. He might be the pastor of the church, but he still needs to be reminded.
Yeah.
He's a man.
Yeah. And he's desired and he's respected and he's somebody thought of highly, He definitely wants to know that. He wants to, and so this chick, see, when I was playing basketball, they would tell us on defense to shoot the gaps. I mean, don't let nobody come in the gaps. If you see a gap there, you jump, you come across the lane, and you step in that gap so the person can't go to the hole. So, but that's what these girls do. They'll shoot the gap. You ain't saying that? I'll say it. You ain't doing that? I'll do it.
Right.
So now they going their way. You know what I mean? They force them to go their way. And so that's where the whole thing breaks down. Whole defense breaks down because that person is just not paying attention to what's going on.
You know what I mean? She gonna do what you ain't gonna do. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, you right, man. It should be it should be a women's class, especially for the sisterhood, man. It should be a class on how to show women how to. Not saying that nobody's doing it. I'm just saying it should be a general class on how to treat men, and just like it should be a general class on how men should treat women. But I'm definitely saying it should be, because it seems like when a woman leave, it's not as a big of a deal. Like a woman leave, it must have been a reason why she left. Unless she do something crazy like that teacher lady that went and slept with her student or something like that. But if she just leave for another dude, all the women got to say, "Oh, I was getting abused." Whether it's true or not, it ain't gonna be. You know what I'm saying? They don't know why it don't matter whether it's abused. I was just getting abused, verbally, mentally, whatever. So I'm okay for doing this. But the brother, man, they raking this dude over the coals, man. Now, granted, it's the third time getting caught with your hand in the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying? Ain't the first run through, but still, she stayed there. So she obviously wanted to work on the situation, even though he had gotten caught up 2 other times.
Right.
My theory is, what do you do? Like, what do you do now? How do you handle this situation where the sister can be like, the sister can basically, she can just basically leave. So what do you do? What do you do? How do you keep her and say, hey, you know what? That was for real my last time. And then how do you go to the church? How do you go to the church? Do you cry? Do you go up in front of the church and cry? Do you have a closed meeting? Do you just leave like we was talking about Fred Price Jr.? You just leave? Just disappear? I mean, what do we do? What do we do? And the like you said, how do you handle this? It need to be a class. See, man, one thing I like about the NBA and the NFL, they had a rookie class now, man, where they sit you down and say, look, this is what's going to happen to you. And they bring people up and they say, this would happen to me. I lost all my money because my family, I lost all my money on this and that and this and that. Don't do this. They had a symposium, right? That's what we need, man. We need a men and women, like as soon as you graduate high school, you got to go to the symposium, man. And the symposium tell you, like, pretty much, not everything, but we need to work on that, Brother Jarvis. Not everything, but just the basics of what you need to know. The problem is when we telling the young men, as it relates to women, most of that stuff they're going to find, they're not going to think we know what we're talking about, because they ain't going to experience it until later. They ain't going to experience it until later. You know, like they try to talk to a girl on Facebook and she ain't going to have it. 10 years later, the girl's looking him up. Hey, where you been? Oh, and he like, oh, yeah. And she like, oh, I got these 2 babies from this other cat. And, you know. But he been always wanting to hit it. He tried to get in there anyway. You know what I mean? But I would say, see, it's the thing, man. I would say you need to leave. If you don't have your whole financial life together, you should leave these women alone, man. You should just leave them alone. I ain't never been no preacher, but I don't know how do you have to be, you know, like, you ever notice like a lot of these preachers, man, they just like weirdo kind of dudes? They're just kind of off kind of dudes. Like I look at Joel Osteen, man, that dude look off. He don't look like he, you know, right? But that must be what keep these women off of him, right? That must keep them off of him.
I'm thinking he's getting hit up. A woman, huh?
Yeah, I think you're right too.
He getting hit up. I mean, any man with any kind of power, women are drawn to.
But I mean, what's keeping them at bay? That's what I'm saying. I don't doubt that, but I'm saying what's keeping them at bay? Like what is the thing that is it security that he got rolling with him, or is it his wife, or what? You know, because Brother Jarvis, you can only run so long.
Yeah.
You can only hide so long.
Yeah.
And you know, like you said, you know, one's gonna come that look just like the one in your dreams, man.
Yeah.
She gonna look just like the one in your dreams.
Yep.
And she gonna talk like the one in your dreams. Gonna perk up when she start talking.
Yep.
I mean, how, you know what I mean? So I'm saying all this to say that we have to have some understanding for these pastors, because in this situation like what you're talking about, because you know, it's rough, it's hard. You know, people people who you and I have been in the mix, so we know, but people that don't know how this thing really works, they don't realize, they don't see the women coming. They're not sitting on the inside seeing all of these women coming, all of these people coming, saying, you know, I need help with this. Can you help me? Please help me. And, you know, can I just hold your hand? Can I just do this? Can I just?
Yeah.
They're not seeing that.
Yeah.
And
until you can get them to see the God in them. You coming to me, I'm going to the same God you going to.
Yeah, but see, like
you can just see the God in me, but you need to see the God in you.
Yeah, but see,
and you stop coming to me.
But the people don't want to see. They so nasty, brother. They don't feel like God is in them. They're so nasty. We so nasty, man. We so run down. We don't think God is in us. We don't really believe it. So we don't
when
believe
you run into just as nasty as you.
Exactly, right? Exactly. Got skid marks in his drawers too. But you like, oh no, you know, this person is above all of this, and you know,
yeah, holy roller.
No, he just got a little more information than you.
Yeah,
maybe a little more
holy
discipline.
Roller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it.
Holy roller, but he watching you sway or switch away. But he a holy roller?
Man, I don't care how holy a roller you are, man. If you a man and you love women, if a nice looking woman come into this place, yeah, okay, you take the first time you be like, oh no, I'm married, thank you. Second time, oh no, I'm married, thank you. Third time, oh no, I'm married, thank you. Man, after a while, man, she keep coming. I mean, you can only run so long.
Yeah.
You can only run so long. So, I'm thinking that we better just have some, what's the word we were looking for? Sympathy.
Classes for the women?
Huh?
Sympathy. Okay, yes.
Yeah, sympathy for brothers like John Gray that get caught up like this, because, you know, it's real easy to say he's a dirty dog. So that's real easy. That's the easy way of classifying everything. But because nobody who wants to put something on the injured party, right? The wife is the injured party. You don't want to put nothing on her, even though maybe you got something to do with it. Maybe the way you guys are relating to each other got something to do with it. I mean, 3 times. What's that old saying? Something must be wrong in Denmark, man, because 3 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to explore that whole situation. But the thing when I was reading about it, is saying that he's getting therapy, but I don't know, man. I think the wife should be getting therapy as well. I think they should be together. That way, he can be telling her, "Hey, this is what I need." Because if he just go get therapy, she got the same, but it's the same environment when you get back.
Yeah.
Don't seem like it's gonna be.
The same problem comes up.
Exactly.
I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I got these kids, and I got these kids, and I'm watching your kids. These are your kids, and oh God, I'm just so tired. Good night. He's like,
yeah.
But your secretary calling you in the middle of the night. You need to come down here.
Yeah.
And she got on a night.
Got an emergency. I need you to sign these documents. We're at the office. You know what? I forgot I brought them home. You gotta come by my house. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? So, I ain't mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. I want the people to know we ain't looking at it like prudes. We're just looking at it as sensible people. Like,
right.
If you out there in the public like that, when you slip and fall, it's gonna make a louder noise than if somebody like me or you fell. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make a loud noise when they fall. So,
right.
But anyway, I hope the brother can recover from the situation. I hope his family can recover from it. I hope he's able to pick up the pieces and do much. If he is able to, I'll put it like this: if he is able to forgive himself for this situation and move forward, man, he'll be able to do some even greater work. I feel like after being coming through this experience, man.
Right. Oh yeah.
What's your take?
Oh yeah. Well, again, with Gray, solution, like you said, not only forgive himself, but learn from it.
Yeah.
And the key in this was not only should he go to counseling, but his wife, she got to go to counseling too, because there's something missing. Like I said, it ain't always the man just some low down dirty dog. I mean, although he gets labeled that, you just nasty, you just some nasty old man. You just want to have sex.
Yeah.
Well, Cardi, naturally, if you study the nature of a man, and if you study how a man is made, and that's the problem. Like you said, there needs to be classes for these women, these sisters. Yeah. Biologically, do you know how I'm made? Biologically, do you know that 24/7 testosterone is flowing through my body? Yeah. And I'm not just talking about the sex part, the libido. Yeah. I'm not just talking about that part. But do you know that's what makes me a man? What they call it in some languages machismo. Do you know how I'm made up? Do you know why I'm made up? And do you know I need to be reminded? Like I was taught or heard, and he was so right. You don't know you're a man until you've been with a woman. A very wise man taught that. You don't even know you're a man until you've been with a woman. I need you to remind me who I am. There's a reason why you're called the helpmate. There's a reason for that.
Brother Jarvis.
But I mean,
Now you stepping over the line now, Brother Jarvis.
Yeah, I know. That's a whole nother subject. I'm not getting into that. But I'm just saying, there's a reason why you're the helpmate.
Yes, sir.
There's a reason for that.
Yes, sir.
And we're like I said, there needs to be classes, but she needs to go to counseling too.
Yeah.
And why'd you do this? And do you really want the answer? That's because you know what? Part of the reason why he did it because you made him do it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I don't want to make no man. Yes, you did. You made him do it.
Well, we don't want to say she made him do it. We would say she contributed to the environment that led to it happening. Because they'll say, I ain't make you do anything. Well, how long is you expect a man to suffer?
Right.
How long you make the man suffer? So, yeah,
let's
push
say,
him.
Right. Let's say you got a man that's starving. He hungry.
Yeah.
And he in the house. He in the dining room. But everybody sitting at the table about to eat. Yeah. But y'all tell him he can't eat.
Yeah.
What you think gonna happen after a while?
Yeah.
Either you gonna feed him or he gonna take something from somebody.
I mean, day one, he's gonna be like, yeah, okay. Day two, he's gonna be like, yeah, okay. Day three, he's gonna be like, how well I know these people. Day four, he's gonna be like, shouldn't I? Day five, he gonna bust in there. He's gonna go get him something to eat.
Yeah. You know, like it says in the Bible and the Quran, that hunger is the number one urge. It ain't sex. That's another story too. Hunger is the number one urge. And if you starve a man with just about anything, after a while, he's gonna seek refuge, or not refuge, but he's gonna seek pleasure. He's gonna seek out somewhere.
Right.
Like I said, women need to know, how's a man made up? You mean to tell me 24/7 testosterone flow 24/7? Testosterone was going through his body 24/7.
So what's that mean for a woman?
You know, I mean, if you were his wife or you was woman, you got to be on your job.
Yeah.
You know, don't send him out there. I mean, I got a little joke. I used to always say it when I was younger. I soften the language up now. If you got a man, don't send him out there in the street half cocked. Don't send him outside like that.
Yeah.
Don't send him out there like that.
Yeah.
You know, if he's gonna do something, you make sure that you take away whatever he was gonna do. You take away half of that from him.
Yeah.
He's like, I was gonna do it, but I don't need it.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what? See that now I'm with that because see there was a time where women had their understanding. I think they do mostly in South America. I think in America because of the marriage laws, they don't have to respect that anymore. But I think in South America, places like that, where they know I can't send you out hungry because you might stop somewhere and get something to eat.
Right.
So I got to have you eat here.
Right.
And I send you out full, probably less likely to stop somewhere. Even though the food smells good, you less likely to stop because you already ate.
Right.
I get
that
it.
Makes sense. Don't that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. But here,
that makes sense.
Because of the marriage laws, though, Brother Jarvis, once you sign on the dotted line, your wife can let herself go. She don't have to cook your food no more. She don't have to do nothing for you no more. And she can take half of everything you got and your babies.
Yeah.
And you might still have to pay her. Not might. You probably gonna have to pay her.
Yeah.
And even though she got a boyfriend, you still got to pay her because she ain't gonna get married, so that money can get cut off. Right.
Right.
I mean, that's the way the game is set up. That's the way this game is set up. That's why I would say never get married before you're 45. You just shouldn't do it. Because you really don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're risking. See, when you get to about 45, 46 years old, you kind of understand. Huh?
Why do your numbers always go up? First you said late 20s, long time ago.
Then
you said 30s. Then you said middle 30s. Then you said 40s. You just keep going up.
Hey, man, I'm saying the mid 40s because that's when you kind of got an idea of what you putting on the line. You know what you pretty much got in your retirement. You know what you pretty much got saved up. You know what you own a couple of cars by now. You might own a piece of property or two. You kind of know what you're risking. See, when you do it in your 20s, you don't know what you're going to come up on. You do it in your 30s, you don't know what you're going to come up on. But you do it in your 40s, you pretty much got a cadence to your life. Your life has a little cadence to it now. So now you know what you're putting on the line.
Yeah.
And you know, okay, if I sign on the dotted line, I'm risking all of this. I'm risking this. This person if it don't work out, am I going to have a problem giving them half of this?
Right.
Or whatever, right? So you and that's why I say the ages, because at every age, as I got older, I realized, man, I didn't know. I thought I knew something then. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing. I didn't know nothing, man.
I thought I did. Yeah, I thought I did.
I wish I knew half of what I know now back then.
Right.
I'd be rich and successful.
Right.
I'd be rich and famous.
Now I believe in marriage because God ordained marriage. But
me too.
Like you said, the way you got divorces going, especially in this country.
Yeah.
I mean, I would tell any athlete, you can have all the babies you want.
Yeah.
You know, just take care of them.
Yeah.
You know, you can have all. You know, if you want her to move in with you, she can move in with you. You know, if you think she the one. You know, but don't marry especially in certain states. And California is any woman state. Don't get married in those states.
Yeah, I wouldn't even move in.
If you get married in a man state. There's certain state, Texas, man state.
I would. If I was single and I was in my 20s, I would just try to put my income together, get my life together financially, and have my life together financially. Just date and just have my life together financially.
Well, if you're an athlete, you can afford babies. You can afford them.
Well, if you're an athlete, okay. Well,
yeah. If you're an athlete, I mean, you can have babies. Break her off.
Yeah, but you shouldn't. You shouldn't have. See, like you said, I believe in marriage. I believe in children, but I don't believe marriage is good at the wrong time. I don't believe children are good at the wrong time. I think both of those things need to be in the right season. If you have a child in the wrong season, that's gonna throw your whole life off. Especially if you're an athlete, man. You got money, right? How many of these athletes, man, are out here broke because of child support? Child support.
Yeah, that's why, like you said about me, that's why I don't like it. You shouldn't be able to break a man because you had a child. There's something wrong with that.
But most of them, perfect example, Sean Kemp, 11 children. I mean, the man was rich before he had 11 children. Yeah. Now he's doing whatever he got to do to maintain, right? Luckily for him, he got an NBA pension, but still, that ain't gonna mean nothing until all them children get he get done with all them children.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you see. That's my point. Is you got to be smart about it, in my opinion. Yeah, you can afford it if you're an athlete, but you in your 20s, what do you need a child for? The only way I would do it is if I had somebody like Vanessa Bryant, who at some point somebody probably sat her down and broke it down to her and said, this is the kind of guy you're with. You have to accept that. This guy ain't going to be there. So you got to accept that. You want to live in this big house? You want to be able to go shopping whenever you want? You want to be able to send your children to the schools you want? You want to eat the nice food you eat? You're going to have to accept this part of it too. Yeah. And so she was willing to deal with the program. I'm sure she didn't like it because Kobe was a maniac, right? Kobe was a maniac. He was a deranged person, man. Everybody else is okay with not winning. This guy was not. This guy was a lunatic, man. An absolute lunatic. Couldn't, they lose, man. I'm sure he'd be in the gym all night. Hey, man, I heard where he would go in after losing the game. He would come in at 4:00 in the morning. They ain't got to be at practice till like 2 in the afternoon. He coming in at 4:00 in the morning, and he'll call trainers in 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine living with somebody like that.
Yeah.
Right? But see, now if you got a woman like that accepts the mission and willing to, okay, I have to understand this is the kind of man I married. Then okay. So now you can have babies because you got somebody there that's going to handle that part of it. And then you handle the business part. Okay, cool.
Right.
But most of these athletes, man, they're just running and gunning, right? They're just running and gunning. And they just leaving DNA everywhere, man. And they're getting caught up. Then when they turn around and try to retire, everybody ain't Dwayne Wade and everybody ain't LeBron and everybody ain't Kobe. They ain't got they sitting on $45 million a year, and how are they gonna pay for these babies? Yeah. And them women, they find out what your salary is, they own you. They own you, man. They own you. I heard Dwayne Wade was fighting like 4 or 5 lawsuits at one time.
Yeah.
See, I just feel like everything could be done, even marriage should be done, but at the proper time. And most of these guys, you really think a guy in his 20s, at any point in his 20s, is ready for marriage?
Well, today, no. Well, like I said, I believe in marriage, but any athlete with money you can't get married. You make too much money to get married, and that's sad.
Yeah.
You make too much money to get married.
Yeah.
You make too much.
Do you know?
You can't get married.
Do you know if you even pay a bill for a woman, she could say you've been paying her bills, and therefore she needs you to help her for get with that palimony. Yeah, alimony is when you're married. Palimony is when you're not married, right? So I need
something's wrong with that.
But they can do it, brother. That's why I say it's better to just date them. Don't move in, date them. You know, have a good time, get to know, learn about different women, and see what you like about women. That way, you got a fixed idea, and then you can always, because as a man, you can always reach back. You can always go back. You can always say, okay, I'm 30 now. I can still go back and get a 25-year-old. I'm 35. I can still go back and get a 30-year-old. You know what I mean? You can still reach back.
Yeah.
And it's going to be okay for you.
Yeah.
But I say 45 for the average dude, because they might be knuckleheads like us, just absolute lunatics, crazy fools, and willing to step in any kind of nonsense, no matter how many times people told them don't step there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and you know how it is when you're in your 20s, man. You're invincible.
Yeah.
Right? You like, man, I'm invincible.
I know I got all the answers. Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Can't nobody tell you nothing, right? Till you hit about 40. Then you're like, oh, all these people trying to sue me, all these people trying to get at me. I got these financial issues. See, I say you can have whatever you want. I say, I'm not saying money is the answer for everything. What I'm saying is the money gives you the options. If you get your money together right, it gives you the options how to handle different situations. Right?
Right. If
you getting evicted and you ain't got no money, your options are limited how you can handle that situation. But if you get evicted and you making $50,000 a month, okay, so we move out of here, we're going to move in someplace else.
Right.
No big deal, right? You got options of how you going to handle it. That's all I'm saying. Get your money straight first. I'm talking to the young guys. Get your money straight first. Get your options together so that, and then women respect options, man. They respect you when you got options. When they don't feel you got no options, man, they don't respect that.
No, they take advantage. Yeah.
Exactly, right? They feel like you
gotta put up with this. You gotta put up with me.
I'm doing you a favor. Giving you this vagina, I'm doing you a favor.
Yeah.
And they try to keep that in your head. Don't mess with me. I'm the one doing you a favor, giving you this vagina. You wouldn't be getting no vagina nowhere else if it wasn't for me.
Right.
So you got to pay homage. I'm saying, that's why I say. See, when you can go for stuff like that when you're in your 20s and 30s, but when you start running around you start rounding 45, been through some stuff. Now you can say, you know what? You can just be like, you know what? This woman ain't acting right. Let me just go get another one. I don't gotta waste no time with somebody, especially with them deal breakers, man. Matter of fact, that's what we're gonna talk about next, brother. Let's wrap this up, man. Any parting words, man? Suggestions for the pastor or anybody in that type of situation, what they should do?
No, like I said, you said it all, brother. There needs to be class, not only him or counseling for only him, but also his wife.
Yeah.
And do you really want to know what the problem is? Why these men? Why y'all like that? Do you really want to know?
Yeah.
Because there's an answer to it. There's a science to it.
Yeah.
A man is made a certain way.
Yeah.
And there's certain things that he needs, not even want. Yeah. There's certain things that he needs because a woman needs certain things also.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that he don't send him out there. Again, I've softened the language. Don't send him out there.
Yeah.
The gun cop.
Yeah.
Don't send him out there.
Yeah.
Send him out there at least unload half the bullets.
Yeah.
Take some out of him. Take some away from him. But you send him out there, gun just cocked.
Yeah.
And you walk around there, hair sticking up on your head, gained about 20, 30 pounds in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Babies running around, house nasty.
Yeah.
Man,
And the
he's
worst,
looking for comfort somewhere.
and the worst part is the attitude. Worst part is the attitude. Yeah. Yeah. But who knows? I mean, who knows? Hopefully, like I said, hopefully the brother gets it together. Everything, he's able to turn it all around. And he's able to use his experiences to, help some other people and, help them not fall into the trap. And,
If I'll say it like this, not to get all religious or anything, if he's a man to God, God will raise him up. But I'll say this. If he's a good leader and a pastor, like we did, if you remember back in the day, remember Brother Clarence in the late 80s?
Yes, sir.
With Marion Barry.
Yes, sir.
In Washington, D.C.
Uh-huh.
When the FBI trapped him with some crack, you sent that prostitute and you put crack cocaine in his hotel room or motel room, and then you videotaped it.
Yeah.
And this country couldn't believe that we, the black community, would reelect a man like that. They couldn't believe that. Like, y'all know kind of man. Yeah, we do know kind of man he is.
Yeah.
And we also know what you did.
Right.
You set a man up in certain situations and certain circumstances. What you think was going to happen?
Right.
So if he's a good man, and Marion Barry, from what I understand, and there was only one man, one pastor, and he wasn't even a pastor, a minister, who stood by Marion Barry.
Right.
Nobody else wanted to have nothing to do with him.
Right.
Nobody. It was just the Nation of Islam.
Right.
Nobody wanted to have nothing to do. No church, no black church, nowhere. And if they did it in secret.
Right.
But if he was a good man, and he was a good man.
Right.
We caught him in a weak moment.
Yeah.
And we as the black community, we forgave him for that. Because it wasn't that big of a deal. You set him up.
Right. Yeah.
So, like I said, if they know, if it was a setup, and he's a good man, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
But I don't know that much about, I don't know that much about the white community. I know how we are. I know the black community. I know we forgive.
I think we don't need to see as much. I think they'll forgive you too, but they think they need to see some stuff first. I think the black community is less like, you ain't got to jump. We don't make you jump through as many hoops. I think white community is gonna make you jump through a few hoops. You're gonna have to give some money to this, and you're gonna publicly say that, But black community, like, yeah, man, they've been doing that for years. We understand, especially for something like that, like you being set up. Yeah, we know about that. All right, brother, let's we're gonna wrap this one up. We got another one we're gonna discuss right after this one. So everybody just hang tight. We'll be right back in a few minutes.